Good evening, everybody. Today we have with us Mr. Tariq Khan. Mr. Tariq Khan is a principal associate at Advani and Company. His major areas of expertise are arbitration laws and commercial laws.
Yeah.
And Mr. Tariq Khan has recently made it to the BW list of 40 under 40. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So this is a short interview where I'll quickly ask you a couple of questions about your experience. So first and most important thing, because this is not the first list that you've made to. So what is the secret to making it to so many successful lists?
There is no secret. I think the only secret that I think would be hard work. So if anybody is working hard and if you're dedicated in whatever profession you choose, whatever career you're going for. So I think all that matters is that you need to work extremely hard. You need to burn the midnight oil sometimes. You need to work 28 hours a day, 10 days a week. If that is the kind of dedication that you have, and if you're passionate about a subject, I think that's all that's required. And the harder that you will work, the luckier you will get. So I think that's the only success.
That's some brilliant advice. So you are passionate about arbitration. So what is your advice to young students or young practitioners who want to make it big in the field of ADRs, etc.?
So firstly, I think that just because arbitration is picking up, and like Mr. Falias Nariman has said, that the future of arbitration is bright because the future of litigation is not. So just because everybody is going excited about arbitration, that should not be the only criteria why you are choosing arbitration as a career interest option. I feel that if you honestly like the subject and if you believe in the idea of ADR, firstly that is the only reason why you should consider going for ADR. Apart from that, I feel that students who are passionate about it must write a lot on various current contemporary topics and issues which are evolving in arbitration day and night. And they must do different courses, they must do internships in firms or with lawyers who are doing arbitration day and night. Apart from that, they may consider doing a lot of research papers, perhaps they can publish, they can go for a master's. And I think the CV should look perfectly in a sense that if somebody has look at the CV, he should be able to see, yes, that this person is passionate about arbitration and he has been doing it since the very first year. So focus on arbitration, specialize in it, and that's the only way I think you can make a mark in the profession.
That's true. You yourself have over 50 publications, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's
so how this academic interest, your students, you also teach in a lot of law colleges. You're very popular with your students from what I've heard. So how the interest in academics?
So it just happened because, I never thought frankly that I'll be able to teach anybody, because I was not, back in college, I was not somebody who was very fond of reading, and I was not one of the best students. But eventually when I started reading arbitration more and more, I was invited by various colleges across the country for delivering lectures. And somehow when I started reading way too much, then I decided that why should I not be sharing it with young students, young friends of mine, especially because I feel that there's a dearth of opportunities and dearth of career guidance because of that. So I feel that career guidance is important, especially in law schools which are not the prominent ones, where the alumni also do not help the students quite a lot because they don't have a very strong alumni network. So I thought that especially in such law schools I have a very important role to play, because for students like me, I'm also from Jamia. So for that reason I felt that if I teach, I'll be able to make a difference in the life of many, and I might be in a position to guide them to do better in life by telling them whatever I can to the best of my ability. And that in fact helped me get better at the subject. For instance, I've been teaching at Lloyd for almost 2 years now, perhaps more than that. So I've been interacting with some brilliant minds. I've met such good students who brainstorm with me during lectures, and we keep it a class wherein I focus on the practical aspects rather than going only on the bookish part of it. So I feel that brainstorming with students, it makes it opens up various options, ideas in my mind also to do better, and how you can apply the law in various ways. So yeah, I think it has in fact made me updated with the law even till now. So it helps me quite a lot in a day-to-day work, and I keep myself updated because of that, because students can ask you anything. So since then I've been just teaching for 6 years now.
Wow, that sounds brilliant. So since you're telling us about that you're a multitasker and you do so many things, so just for the young students, how do you manage the time? How do you manage practice, academic writing, teaching, and of course your practice at the firm?
So honestly, this is the only part which I think is not easy, because I think at times you have to compromise on a lot of commitments, social commitments. You have to meet your friends, but you have to cancel because you have other things to do. So now, especially having a slightly hectic schedule, in the morning when I get up, I have to chart out a schedule for myself that this is my to-do list. I have probably a lecture with a college, or I have these assignments of the firm. Of course, firm's work has to be the priority because I'm working there, and especially during the court hours, I don't take up anything. But especially on weekends, my weekends have been reserved since past 6 years, 7 years for lectures in college. I don't remember a Sunday when I haven't worked. And it's only when I have firm's work on Sunday when I do not take up anything like that. But so generally I have a calendar where I keep noting everything and according to my schedule. So I generally have a tight schedule. But I compromise on sleep, that's one thing. People may say that it's not a good thing. But I have now cut short the time of my sleep. So most of my writings are at night because I think that's the best time to think. There's no distraction, no phone calls from anybody. And I think if you cut down the time of your sleep, you can do a lot more. So sleeping for 4 to 6 hours, I think, is sufficient. So that's the time when you can actually accommodate.
I think that's some very useful advice for the students. So just one last question before we wrap up for today. You've had a long journey with Lloyd as well. So can you tell us something about the students of Lloyd and the general any update or any advice that you have for our students?
Firstly, I'd like to give advice about the institution. So this is one of those institutions which I have seen is focusing on the practicalities of law rather than teaching students only the bookish knowledge. Because books can teach you about the law, they can make you a lawyer. But an advocate is somebody who has the skills, the advocacy skills, that you become at an institution which is focusing on the practical aspects of law, like cross-examination and calling academicians, plus lawyers who are practicing in courts day and night to get their perspective as to how they implement the law. Because books will only teach you the law, and how you implement it is something which you will only understand from somebody who's doing it day and night. So Lloyd as an institution is only doing that, which is excellent, and I think better than all other colleges that I have knowledge of. Apart from that, the students are brilliant. Some of them have co-authored articles with me. They have helped me quite a lot, and I was very happy to see their work. Some of them perhaps give ideas during lectures, which really makes me think that they are students and they are doing such good work. And they are into reading, they are filing PILs here and there. So the quality of students is next level. I mean, I am very happy the way Lloyd is nurturing these students. And apart from that, I think students are also taking initiatives, a lot of moot courts, international moot courts, doing so good. So yeah, students are focused, and Lloyd gives them that kind of environment and atmosphere to nurture themselves and to grow into budding lawyers. And I'm very confident that the best is yet to come for each and every one of them.
Thank you so much for such nice words, such warm words. And we hope that we have a very long association with you, continued association with the college. And I wish you best for all your endeavors.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.